Hi, if you export, my heartiest congratulations. It's obvious that your company have a strong management team and a strong outlook about your business growth. Those companies who are now exporting are the companies that are going to make it. You will make it, and let's hope that you find additional international markets. But if on the other side of the coin you are not exporting, then you probably have a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a trade war going on right now, and unless you export your product or your services within the very near future, you could have a serious problem. That problem is being caused in part by the shrinking US dollar. Most international sales are conducted in the US dollar, so with the dollar going up and down, that's affecting sales. Many countries are increasing their tariffs, their import duties, and their licensing fees. More countries have support programs to assist their exporters. Countries like those from the old Soviet Union in Eastern Europe. These countries have put into effect export programs to help their companies find a niche market somewhere else in the world, not to rely just on their own local market. So you have to worry about that as well. The major export countries are having a very strong push right now to find additional markets. They could be moving into your back door and you don't even know it. They're getting very aggressive, very strong, and you have to find a market. Major exporting countries are very aggressive. Traditional markets are drying up, and therefore we have to find new markets. If you have a viable company with a proven service and a product, then it's time to get going. You should seriously consider investigating the foreign markets before someone else moves in and starts to compete. This could be disastrous. My name is Bruce Wilson. I've been involved in international sales for over 45 years. Through my company, we have conducted business in over 100 countries, from the Falkland Islands to Finland, to Port Moresby, to India, to Kenya, to the Philippines, to Japan, Southeast Asia, Australia, and every country almost in between. We've helped many companies establish business internationally. Some of the companies that we have helped support have grown to such a point and so strong internationally that they have been bought out and have made millions of dollars. And this happens on a regular basis. It starts off as a small company at home. They find an international market, they build that market, and someone else comes along and says, hey, I want that company, and they sell it. So it's a fact of life that there is business out there. Now I want to introduce you to a program that we have developed to help people like you if you're not exporting. We've developed a 2-day in-house training. In this 2-day in-house training, we teach your staff, or members of your staff, how to get involved internationally. We have developed a program that, among other things, we teach you the following. First thing we do is to analyze your product or your service. Is your product, your service ready for the international marketplace? Are you export ready? And we will help you do that. If you're not export ready, we will assist you in becoming export ready. We will help you develop a marketing plan. You just can't go off half-cocked and think, well, you know, I can just get on an airplane and go someplace. You have to have a plan. And that plan has to be thoroughly thought out and well developed, and then we'll go after it, and we will help you do that. We will also help your staff determine whether you want to sell directly to the end user of your product or service, or would you like to go through an agent. Now, an agent is a company or an individual in some cases, but mostly a company in a foreign country that are locals. They speak the local language, they know the business of that country, they know how to do business in that country, and most importantly, they know about the culture of those countries. Agents are very critical. Most importantly, if you sell directly to an end user, that's okay, you don't need an agent, but in most cases you do a joint venture. And without an agent in a foreign country, you're going to be in serious trouble because you have to have somebody help you. You just can't get off an airplane somewhere and hope to do business without some assistance. We have over the years developed our own network of agents in over 100 countries. And with those agents, we're able to walk into just about any place and help companies do business. Also, if you want to go into the North American market, we can help you pick agents for your product or your services throughout North America, including the United States and Canada. There are also government programs available. Most of the Western world, the governments of those countries have programs available to assist exporters. They're comprised of a number of different things. Some programs are available to guarantee payment. Other programs are available to do with the insurance to make sure you're paid. And there's a multitude of programs that these government agencies have to offer. We will teach your people how to do that. There's an organization called the Multilateral Funding Institutions. These are international banks, such as the World Bank, the Asia Development Bank, the Caribbean Development Fund, the EBRD, to name just a few. These banks invest money all over the world in third world and developing countries to assist those countries in becoming self-sufficient in infrastructure such as building a road or a hospital or so on. They spend billions of dollars every year. And if you have a service that will fit into those projects, you can, because your country contributes money to those organizations, bid on those projects, not only necessarily to build the project, but to be a consultant to do a feasibility study. We'll spend a great deal of time talking about this because it's a very good way to get involved internationally. The most important thing that I'm about to tell you is how do we get paid? There's no sense even looking at the international market or going anywhere near it unless you know how you're going to get paid. There's a number of methods. We will teach you those. There's government programs, there's letters of credit, there's bank drafts, there's bank guarantees, and all kinds of other organizations that can help you. We will help your people identify those. We will also help your people in how to bid on a contract. We will develop the key elements to export. We'll talk about performance and bid bonds. And we'll also talk about a dirty word that's called bribery. Don't be nervous, that's just a word. But in many cultures in the world, payment, or bakshish as they call it, or payment under the table, is part of bribery. Bribery in itself is against the law. However, in a foreign country you have to be able to sometimes pay under the table. That's done normally through an agent, and we'll explain to your people how to do that. We'll also talk about a carnet. What is a carnet? How do you get one? And what's it used for? We'll spend a great deal of time talking about international do's and don'ts. The cultures of other countries, some of them are 5,000 years old. You have to respect those cultures and understand how they work so that you don't get into trouble. You have to have legal assistance. You have to have a lawyer who is your lawyer, work with a foreign lawyer to come up with a contract that meets both your law in your country and the foreign law. So that's very important, and international legal considerations is a prime concern. Additionally, an international consulting company in management consulting to do with accounting is also important, as they worry about things like taxes in a foreign jurisdiction. That has to be paid, and they work it all out. We also talk about how to locate an importer and a distributor of your product worldwide. We have methods of doing that, and we will instruct your people. We'll also talk about custom brokers and trade shows. Those are all other ways of finding international market. We'll talk about how to use your embassy internationally. They have ways of helping you if you get into trouble. You don't want to get into trouble. We all know about drugs internationally and so on, but if you do get into trouble, we'll teach you how to use your embassy. We'll also talk about using the embassy of a foreign country that's located in your home country. There are embassies and consulates located in the capital cities of most countries, and you can go to them and say, I'm interested in doing business in your country, and they will help you. We also will talk about traveling abroad, about health concerns, about passports, having to have visas, currency, women travelers. Years ago, it was a major problem going into places like the Middle East. That no longer is a major problem, but there still are issues that women have to be cognizant of, and we will teach you to understand those methods. In closing, I want to once again say that we have developed a program, and we will work out a program that will fit your needs. It's a 2-day program. It's very intensive. We will supply working material for up to 15 people at no extra cost. And at the end of the program, when it's over, we will be on call to you by telephone to answer any queries that you may have and try to help you, continue to help you for 3 months at no extra cost. This is a very affordable and a very effective program. And once again, please consider the international marketplace. We all need that. You need it, and I need it, and our country needs it. Thank you for watching.